Hello, friends. It's Jake Ball here at Reader Zone. It is the middle of May, and many of our libraries and schools are putting the finishing touches on their reading programs for this summer. We wanted to make a quick video that walks through some of the great tools and features within Reader Zone that can really help your reading programs shine. So, what we'll do here is just do a quick screen share and walk you through some things in the Reader Zone platform that you may have missed or not been aware of, and provide you some techniques you can use in terms of building your reading programs and really engaging as many readers as you can. So with that, I'm going to move to a screen share and let's talk about reading programs. We know that simplicity drives engagement with your reading programs. So I'll walk you through a couple of things that show you how to make your reading programs really streamlined and easy for your patrons to participate with. Let's click on our 2026 summer reading here. The first thing you'll notice is that my reading program name is pretty short. We see some libraries that put a really long reading program name here, which can kind of throw off your readers and give them more information than they might need. So think about the name of your reading program and how you can kind of shorten it up and make it easier for your patrons to understand. And now let's look at some reading groups. I have my reading groups lined up here, and let's pick on our adult readers. If I click Edit Group, you'll see that my group name is very easy for my patrons to understand. We suggest using group names that are very specific for who should join that group. Adult readers, ages 0 to 5, grade 6, grades 6 through 8, something that removes the ambiguity with regard to who should join that particular reading group. A part of that is putting in a good group description. A group description is what your patrons see when they open up the Reader Zone app and then enter in your reading program code. So putting a description in there that talks about who should join that group and what it will do, what prizes you will earn or what the incentives are, is a great way of introducing this reading group to the patrons you expect to join it. You can edit the group name and the description at any point, even during the middle of your reading program. So if you feel like you want to say something a little better, just go in there and make edits anytime you'd like. As your patrons start to participate with your reading programs, you'll probably spend a lot of time here in the Manage Readers area. This is where you'll find all the readers in your reading programs. So let's do a search for a reader. We'll search for Adam Johnson. If I put in a first name or last name here, it will pull up my results. If I click onto a reader account here, you'll see that I arrive at this page. This is where I can completely manage the participation of this reader in my programs. If Adam forgot to make a reading entry, I can click Add Entry right here. Maybe on the 14th, he forgot to put a book in. I'll click Add, and now I've made that reading entry on his behalf. On this page also, you'll find the Awards and Tasks button. This shows you all the awards this reader has earned and allows you to check off tasks along the way. So if this patron comes in and picks up maybe some of their incentives all at once, I can check those all off for this patron in one shot. And I'll show you in a minute how to create and use tasks. I can also make a specific reading suggestion just for this reader. If I click Add Book, I can do a search for a title right here and make that reading suggestion for the patron that they will see within their Reader Zone mobile app just for them. Here at the top, if I click the pencil icon, I can edit every aspect of this reader's account. I can even move them from one program to another if I need to, and I can manage their account completely. You'll see all the activity for this reader here in the activity feed, and you can edit or delete any reading entry. I can also add a note for this reader. The notes are internal to the staff, and your patrons don't see these, so if there's something you need to put in connection to this patron's Reader Zone account, just drop it right here. Going back to my Manage Readers area, if you happen to have a family and they're all together and ready to pick up all their incentives, if I do a search for all of them, I'll do a search for the Johnsons here. I'll see all my readers, and I can click back and forth between these and manage their participation in my reading programs. Let's talk about different types of reading groups. If I click into my 2026 summer reading here again, you'll see I have a variety of groups here. Some are goal-based and others are reading logs. Let me show you the difference between the two. If I click into this goal-based reading group and my awards, you'll see that for a goal-based group, all my awards are given at percentage completion. For example, if the goal for this group is to read 500 minutes, each of these 10% awards will be given every 50 minutes. And of course, you can edit this however you see fit. You can change the percentage, the message, and the image on this. And we find that many libraries kind of default to doing a goal-based group, but let me show you a different way of thinking about this. And that is through a reading log group. So I'll go back to my summer reading program here, and let's look at a reading log group. We'll pick on our log minutes. When I click on the awards and tasks, you'll see that in contrast to my reading goal groups, the awards for this reading log group are given at natural numbers, 15 minutes, 60 minutes, 100 minutes, etc., etc. And this can work for any metric, books, pages, what have you. So if my goal were to read 500 minutes for the entire program, I can take this award here, make some edits to it, and I could say, "You've finished the reading goal." I can show my patron that they have finished a goal that I have set for them through the messaging that I have here. And if you think about that kind of going backwards, you could make badges that talk about being halfway to the goal, etc., etc. We find that when you do a reading log instead of a goal-based group type, it's a little easier for patrons to understand what they're doing and what awards are available to them because they're earning these awards at natural numbers. Now let's talk about the tasks a little bit. The tasks are built for you as a reading program organizer to track participation with your patrons. This particular task is set up to give the patron a book when they finish 100 minutes read. These are my patrons lined up here. I can see there's 21 patrons who are in this group, and one of them has logged 100 minutes read. And it's Frank Jr. right here. The way this works is if a reader comes to the library and I see they have finished this particular award level, I can check off that they've picked up their book or whatever the incentive is, and now I can track that engagement with my patrons. And I can download this as a CSV file as well. Of course, there's a run raffle tool here as well, where you can run a raffle for patrons in this particular reading group based on the parameters you set. These tasks are a great way to track really any interaction you want to have with your patrons. Your patrons do not see these tasks, so kind of build and explore with ways that you can track interactions with your patrons. It's really easy to create a task. Just click Create Task right here, and you're on your way. Let's talk about signups for your reading programs. Again, if I click on my 2026 Summer Reading Program, you'll see that all these groups start on June 1st. However, as soon as you are ready to release this to your community, go ahead and release the reading program code and allow patrons to start signing up as soon as you can. We suggest lengthening out the sign-up period for your reading programs as long as you can. It takes the stress out of the sign-up process and gives your patrons time to understand what the program is all about. If they join a group that starts in the future, on the mobile app it tells the patron the date the program begins and invites them to come back and participate on that date. So as soon as you're ready, get your programs out and allow folks to start signing up. One of the most powerful tools within Reader Zone is the push notification feature. We find that if you communicate with your patrons through the program, you'll keep that engagement going. Down here at the bottom of the program screen, there is a Notify Readers button. This pulls up a tool where you can draft and send a push notification to readers. So I can select the readers to whom I would like to send this, maybe my 2026 summer reading, and my early readers and my preschool readers. I put the task title on here that says Great Library Program this Thursday. And then I can write my message down here. Come to the library Thursday at 10 a.m. for a wonderful program we're hosting at the library. This is a powerful way of keeping your patrons involved with your reading programs and aware of news and events at the library. And you can schedule these to go out in the future. If I click the schedule notification button, I can schedule this to go anytime that I would like. It's a great idea to schedule your notifications early and have that task completely done so your patrons are reminded about events and engaging with your library programs through the push notifications. In this instance, if my programs say start on June 1st and I've had my signups underway, I would go to this area and I would send a push notification on June 1st that says start logging your reading. You can send push notifications anytime you'd like. You can also send an email anytime you'd like. Please communicate with your readers throughout the summer reading process in terms of news and events at the library, reminders about participating in your programs, and you'll find that will give a lot of life to your reading programs. We know that patrons want to participate with your library. They can just kind of forget over time, but if you give them little nudges along the way, you'll be surprised at how much engagement is generated. My favorite part about the Reader Zone platform is the progress badges. We firmly believe that when you get the data out of the building and show your community how great your reading programs are, you'll really generate a lot of energy around them and get more participation. So let me show you how to build this. Here on the progress badge, I can select the program or programs and group or groups that I would like to have appear on the badge. What this will do is grab all the cumulative data for the programs and groups that I want to display and shows it in one badge right here. Once you have your badge parameters set up, and you can even put your own library logo right here, save it here in the save area, and you'll have a badge that will report in real time. You can share it to Facebook immediately. If you turn it into an HTML embed, I can take this little snippet and drop it on any web page I would like, and it will tick up in real time as my patrons log reading. Our libraries that do really well will constantly share their reading program success with their patrons and their stakeholders. Think about all the great places you can post your reading program progress to build energy in your reading programs. The last item we'll go through today is the Reader Zone toolbox. Here on the Reader Zone website, you'll see in the Resources tab, there is a toolbox. And this is filled with assets that you can use to help promote your reading programs. Let's just go through a few of them. The most used is the printable flyers. In this folder, there's a lot of wonderful flyers you can download and use for your purposes. The most common of these is this little full-page flyer right here. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that has 10 steps with regard to how to create a Reader's Own account, join a reading program, and then use the Reader's Own app. Many libraries will download this, place their reading program code right here, and then laminate a few copies of it and make it available to patrons as they come into the library to participate in your reading programs. There's also a whole suite of social media posts. These are built to drop right into Facebook or to other social media platforms. You can download these, drop in your reading program code right here, and they're made and ready for you to use. The last item here are the videos. Going back to my toolbox, you'll see there is a help videos folder. This one right here is a 5-minute app instruction video that shows a patron how to create a Reader's Own account and then how to use the Reader's Own mobile app. You can download this and drop it wherever you see fit. These are just some quick tools you can use to help your patrons have a better experience with your reading programs. If your reading programs are very simple and straightforward for your patrons, you communicate with them through the process, and you post your success, you will have a great summer reading program. And of course, you can reach out to us anytime, either via email or just give us a call on the phone. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you so much, and happy reading.